There's a prohibition on Shabbat of using lists. Let's say you make a list before Shabbat of the food that you want to serve on Shabbat. You're having a lot of guests on Shabbat, so you make a list of all the food you want to serve, or you have a list of the guests that are coming in, and so you can look at the list and see if you're missing anybody and whether you could start the meal or not. So that's not allowed, because what we're worried about is you might come to cross things off on the list, which is obviously forbidden. Now, there's one way that the poskim say you can use a list on Shabbat, and that is by appointing somebody who's not so invested in the meal, not so invested in what's written on the list, to use the list. So, for instance, if the household owner would tell a guest, "Hey, could you check, to make sure that everybody's here, and here's this list," that person isn't so concerned, and therefore they're not going to come to write and cross off the list. So that is something that a lot of poskim allow. But really, you shouldn't use, if you're the household owner and the person hosting, let's call it the host, that person shouldn't have a list not of menus, of what's being served, or who it's being served to, or any sort of list on Shabbat would be prohibited to use. Okay.